Hello. Connection is unstable. Connection is unstable. Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello. Okay, I am starting again and keeping my chat box open. If any problem, you can ask me. Chalo. So conductometry is due to the presence of various ions in any electrolytic solution, and conductometry can be defined as the determination or measurement of electrical conductance by means of a conductometer. So the equipment or the instrument used here is known as a conductometer or a conductivity meter. Okay, so electrical conductivity of a solution is due to the type of ions present in it, number of ions present in it, and concentration of the ions. And also it depends on the temperature and mobility of the ions. So in the slide everything is written, you can see and you can note down that what is conductivity and conductometer and what is conductometric titration, and on which factors conductivity depends on. And so the principle on which the conductivity or conductance or conductometry depends is, in this method, the movement of the ions creates the electrical conductivity. The movement of the ions is mainly dependent on the concentration of the ions. The electric conductance in accordance with Ohm's law, which states that the strength of the current passing through the conductor is directly proportional to potential difference and inversely proportional to resistance. All of you know that I is equal to V by R. So everything depends on follows Ohm's law. So conductance is the ease with which current flows per unit area of conductor per unit potential applied, and its reciprocal to resistance. So conductance, if we call it as G, it is equal to 1 by R, or it is the reciprocal of resistance. All of you know what is resistance. It is a measure of the conductor's opposition to the flow of electric charge. Its unit is ohm, and specific resistance, which is symbol is rho. It is resistance offered by a substance of 1 centimeter length and 1 square centimeter surface area. Its unit is ohm centimeter. And therefore, if the specific resistance unit is ohm centimeter, then specific conductance unit is per ohm per centimeter or mho per centimeter. And specific conductivity means, this is important as in this experiment we measure the specific conductivity. Conductivity offered by a substance of 1 centimeter length and 1 square centimeter surface area. Its unit is moles per centimeter. So specific conductivity, this is the formula, kappa V is equal to 1 by rho. Equivalent conductivity is the conductivity of a solution containing equivalent weight of the solute between the electrodes 1 centimeter apart and 1 square centimeter surface area. Its unit is moles per centimeter. In other words, we can say that if 1 gram equivalent of the solute is dissolved in 1 liter of the solvent, then the conductivity shown by that solvent is called as equivalent conductivity. Its symbol is lambda. So equivalent conductivity, otherwise the formula is specific conductivity into volume of the solution containing 1 gram equivalent weight of the electrolyte. And similarly, the molar conductivity denoted by mu is called as the conductivity of a solution containing molecular weight of the solute between the electrodes which are kept 1 centimeter apart and 1 square centimeter surface area. In other words, if you are dissolving 1 gram molecular weight of the solute in 1 liter of the solvent, then the conductance shown by that solution is called as molar conductivity. So molar conductivity can be expressed as like this: specific conductivity into volume of the solution containing 1 molecular weight of the electrolyte. So the instrumentation part of this conductometry is, this instrumentation needs a current source, then a conductivity cell, and one electrode. Okay, so here this electrode is kind of special kind of electrode. You can see here this diagram. It is composed of two platinum foils. Area of cross section of the foils is 1 square centimeter each, and they are kept at a distance of 1 centimeter, or the distance between the two foils is equal to 1 centimeter, and the surface of the platinum foil is coated with platinum black to avoid polarization effects and increase effective surface area. Then this one, like this can be the arrangement for the conductivity titration. You need a beaker, one stirrer. This is the electrode completely. This is covered with the ebonite cover, and inside it two platinum foils are there. This should be dipped in the solution, and there must be a burette. From burette, the titrant must be added. And one more thing to remember is that what is cell constant, because once we start the experiment, before starting the experiment, we must fix the cell constant at a certain value or a constant value. Usually it is kept at 1, and cell constant is actually the ratio of the distance between the two electrodes to the area of the electrodes. That is, you can see here, these are the two platinum foils which are situated at a distance of a particular length. Usually this L, distance between the two platinum foils, is 1 centimeter, and the cross sectional area, this A, is equal to 1 centimeter. So cell constant theta is equal to 1 by 1 or is equal to 1. So when we start the experiment, the cell constant should be fixed at 1. Okay. Then for the conductometric titrations, what we do in the laboratory, it is a process of qualitative chemical analysis in which concentration of sample is determined, which is done by adding a reagent. Reagent is the titrate which will be added to the beaker or the analyte solution from the burette dropwise of known concentration in measured volumes to the sample. So usually what we do is we take the solution in the beaker. Suppose we take a strong acid or a weak acid or a acid mixture inside the beaker, and in the burette there is a base like sodium hydroxide or ammonium hydroxide is kept, and slowly the sodium hydroxide is added to the beaker or to the acid uh, at a fixed volume. That is, every time you can add 1 ml of sodium hydroxide or 0.5 ml of sodium hydroxide to the beaker, stir the solution properly, and in a conductivity meter you measure the conductance of the solution. So with each addition of 1 ml of sodium hydroxide or the base to the acid, the conductance changes. So types of conductometric titrations which can be done by using a conductivity meter is acid base or neutralization titrations, replacement or displacement titrations, redox titrations, precipitation titrations, complexometric titrations, and non-aqueous titrations. So out of this, you know, many kind of titrations, specifically acid base titration is very common. So these acid base or neutralization titrations also are of 4 types. That is, this kind of titration can be done between a strong acid and strong base, strong acid and weak base, weak acid and strong base, weak acid and weak base. All the examples of the acids are given, like strong acid comes in mind, that is the HCl, and strong base sodium hydroxide, weak base is ammonium hydroxide, weak acid is acetic acid, and weak acid weak base is acetic acid and uh, ammonium hydroxide. So all these 4 kind of titrations can be done by using a conductivity meter or conductometric titration. Now what happens when we do the conductometric titration? The procedure is that you take a fixed amount of acid into a beaker. Like for example, if we consider this kind of titration, that is, let us titrate a strong acid against a strong base. So take 50 ml of strong acid in a beaker, dip the conductivity cell in the solution, and then you start the adding sodium hydroxide in the beaker. Okay. So what happens is, each time first, if you can see it, that procedure what is written, it is like whenever you are adding sodium hydroxide in HCl, how the nature of the conductance changes. So everything depends on the number of ions present in the solution. Okay. Let us take this example, like suppose you are titrating the strong acid HCl against a strong base sodium hydroxide And what are the ions present in the solution are H plus ions, Cl minus ion, sodium ion and hydroxide ion. Okay. Now here what happens when you are mixing these two reagents, then you are getting the product sodium chloride. This is called the neutralization titration. So what happens is in the solution, hydrogen ion is getting replaced by the sodium ions, and the product is another product is water. So as you are adding sodium hydroxide to HCl in the solution, the concentration of the hydrogen ion is decreasing and concentration of the sodium ion is increasing. So everything depends on that conductance of a solution depends on the mobility of the ions. Okay. So here in this case, when so many ions are present in the solution, out of all these kinds of ions, the hydrogen ion has the highest mobility because it is the smallest ion present in the solution. So the ion which has got the highest mobility is having the highest conductivity value or highest conductance, or we can say it can carry the current very fast. So what happens once the concentration of the H plus ion in the solution is high, you are getting high conductance. Okay, but as this acid is getting neutralized by replacement of sodium ion has the lower mobility or its conductance is lesser than hydrogen. So when HCl is converting into sodium chloride, what happens is the conductance slowly decreases, right? Then once all the H plus ions are neutralized by sodium ions, or all HCl present in the solution is converted into NaCl, what happens is the conductance reaches to the lowest point, and since you are not able to observe the color change, actually the neutralization has occurred. All the acid is neutralized by the base. But since in this kind of titration you are not using any kind of indicator, so the color of the solution remains same. So therefore what happens, you do not know that the neutralization point of the titration or the end point of the titration is reached, and what you do is you go on adding sodium hydroxide. So in this solution now what happens, all the acid starts behaving as the base, or the base concentration or OH minus concentration. Now this OH minus ion comes into play. OH minus ion concentration increases in the solution because of the extra amount of sodium hydroxide is added to the solution. So again the conductance of the solution slowly again starts increasing due to the presence of excess amount of OH minus ion. So OH minus again is having the high mobility than the sodium ion. So nature of the graph comes like this, that is, first when the H plus ion is highest, it conductance is also highest, and once the H plus ion is replaced by the sodium ion, conductance decreases. This is the neutralization point. Here all the H plus ions are over or neutralized, and then this portion is due to the presence of the OH minus ions. So if we do this kind of titrations by using the conductivity meter, this is the nature of the graph. Suppose you have weak acid and weak base, weak acid like acetic acid and weak base like ammonium hydroxide, you get this kind of reactions like conductance of the acetic acid is slow, very slowly decreases and then it remains constant due to the presence of the again the weak acid. So ammonium, so very slow increase and very slow decrease you get here. And similarly, if you are doing this kind of titration like strong acid versus weak base, you get like this strong acid, you will get a sharp fall, and then the weak base, its conductance remains almost same. So this portion is nothing, this is the extrapolation of the curve, we won't get this in the real experiment. We get only this portion, and this portion, and this arrow is the neutralization point of the titration. Similarly, for weak acid and strong base, since weak acid conductance is very low, starts from the low point and decreases also very slowly, but since strong base is present, again we get the a sharp increase here. So this is the behavior of the titration curves for all four kinds of acid base titrations. Now whatever is there in your syllabus, it is the titration of an acid mixture with the strong base, that is sodium hydroxide. So I will tell you that or ask you that all of you just go through that experiment once again, since you have now this uh, you have this first. First you just go through the experiment, again I will come back very quickly, I will come back with the same id. Just go through the experiment to understand that what is happening when we are uh, titrating an acid mixture against a strong base. Okay, so conductometric titration does not help for designing any kind of battery. uh, I will just come back, but you go through the experiment and see the nature of the graph. This kind of graph is present. It is there in the uh, in the manual. Just see what is happening here. Then again we will compare.